Last time, we compared Gran Turismo 7 to real life using Porsche's venerated Nordschleife record as our test. The GT3 RS with Manti Racing kit, driven by the formidable Kevin Estre, set a lap time of 6:54 around the legendary circuit. While GT7 was certainly impressive in its way, we could tell during the lap that the experience of driving the car wasn't quite right. To perhaps nobody's surprise, this was met with a chorus of, "Why didn't you do this in a real simulator instead?" So today, we're here to do just that, jumping platforms and using the PC's most popular racing simulator, Assetto Corsa. Long known as the king of modding, we've delved deep and tinkered our way to a presentation that is right up at the pinnacle of racing games. Loaded up with the impressive GT3 RS MR mod, not only do we have a car that looks and sounds identical to the real-life version, but this time we should also have one that behaves like it. What we're aiming to find out is, under relatively similar conditions, will Assetto Corsa allow us to match Kevin's real-life record, and moreover, how will the experience differ compared to Gran Turismo 7? Without further ado, let us put the venerable Assetto Corsa right up against the greatest competitor of all, real life. As we warm up the engine, make sure to switch the ignition on the subscribe button for future sim racing madness. Let's do this. Revving the engine as we open up in Assetto Corsa this time. First thing you want to do is listen to that gorgeous flat 6 engine note. Ripped directly out of the cam feeds, I'm sure, because I've never heard a car in a sim racing game sound this good. As we take T1 or T13, the Sabine Schmitz curve now. Pretty good actually, tiny bit of understeer, which is kind of what you'd expect on street tires, sporty street tires all the same. We've got maximum rear wing now as we go through the high-speed turn. Car reasonably well composed and doing a lot of corrections mid-corner, but nowhere near as much as GT7 as we get into Heusinkveld now. Can we rotate through? We kind of bounce off the inside curb, almost lose the rear ends, we understeer out. Very difficult Heusinkveld here in Assetto Corsa because the tires in this 8-year-old sim are very much like two hard contact points smashing against each other. There's none of that rubber conforming and contorting to the surface underneath it, so you have to drive very carefully around curbing and AC. Maybe not quite the same way that you might attack it in real life. As we go through Flugplatz for the first time, how's it comparing to real life? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's take a listen to this singing note as we fire on down to Heusinkveld. That beautiful engine note as it undulates, working its way up to 9,000 RPMs. We brake hard down to Arenberg, hazard lights flashing like crazy to let somebody know that we're slowing down. And how's it comparing to the real life lap here towards the foxhole? What do you think? Are you convinced? Let me know. Slowing down fatter now, cutting the curb, healthy cut there as we enter, bounce off the inside curb yet again. I have to stop doing that, this isn't GT7. In GT7 you use a fly over curbs. Still reasonably composed run throughout in our Forces car, very natural rotation off throttle. They've really nailed that feeling of rear engine weight as we salute Jim as Rebel Tree. And now another high-speed corner as we let off, downshift, let the car rotate itself like a Porsche. You don't really need to trail brake that much. The car rotates itself through the corner. You just have to watch out about that. On throttle, understeer as we bounce around all over the place. Listen to that beautiful engine as we just open it up. Muted and muffled by the deadening inside the car, yet still sounds so amazing as it works its way up to 9,000 RPM. The audio-visual aspect of this, no doubt, absolutely nailed. The car looks and sounds stellar. We slow down for the slowest corner on the track. The car works its way around as you would expect. None of that crazy snap oversteer at low speeds like we got in GT7, so props AC, props. Now to third as we lose the rear end. Oh, I'm having to just kind of juggle the car around all over the place, but luckily we regain control. It's a strange balance of over and understeered. Understeered due to the tires being grip limited for us, but oversteered due to the car being a Porsche with the engine in the rear. So I'm constantly fighting between the two states. But on the whole, a very pleasurable car to drive through here. Sans the curbs, just you know, go easy on the curbs. As we climb now, biggest climbing section of the track, as we open up that beautiful engine note. I'm gonna shut up for a little while again. to real life. What do you think? Are you convinced? Downshift to 5th. Hook it in. Oh, just juggling the car around at high speed there. 200 kph. It's able to take that beautifully. Such an impressive balance of performance from a naturally aspirated road car. Now down to second car, very composed through here so far. I thought I'd lose the rear end more than that there. No traction control, of course, even though the dash would speak to the contrary. Entering the carousel now, how are we going to do? Very well composed through there in second gear. Let's open it up for sector 3. Oh, understeering out. Almost lost the car there on the Astro on the outside. Just barely kept it in. We'll just say we maximized the track, that's all. So far so good. The car's balance a little bit wonky for us, but it is a road car all the same. It's got a hell of a kit, but it's still a road car. Right through Whipperman, we bounced around all over the place, cooling our left side tires. It's almost looking like an iRacing qualifying lap now as we lose the rear end as well. Some really, really nasty off-camber turns here, so we've got to watch out entering Brünchen. Bit understeer on the corner entry. We compose it on the exit. And now for the YouTube corner, are we going to make a mess of this? No, nice and composed through there. A lot of understeer on throttle. And again, will we rotate through here? Such horrible camber on the outside, going over the curb. Pray, so much bouncing, so much bouncing over that. I did take a lot of that curb though. As we fly and then brake. Hazards flashing all over the place. Nice, maximize that track. Head down towards the slalom now, let off the accelerator a little bit. This is not a GT3, can't go flat chat through here. You are having to really balance the car, mow the lawn slightly, not as much as iRacing though. Oh, nice, keeping the car composed through there. Oh, she wants to step out. Always on the edge. And into the mini carousel now. We're going to bounce around. What's the exit going to be like? Alright, we overslowed in the carousel, but that's good. Gave us a nice solid exit, no spinning the wheels. Slow down ever so slightly through here. I'm easing off a little bit. And what do you think? Are we going to match the 6:54 time as we pass through the Audi Sport gantry? Let's take a listen to this gorgeous engine note opening up towards 9,000 at top speed. Almost reaching 300 kilometers per hour, naturally aspirated, unbelievable car as we enter our final hard braking zone now. Are we going to make the 6:54? That's what I want to know. Braking, juggling the car around, keeping it composed, don't fly out, use the curb. Oh, the curb bounces us out. Jesus, AC, what are you doing, mate? As we make contact with the barrier on the inside, the hood's puffed, but we still get across the line. 6:51.4. It's fair to say that Assetto Corsa is far kinder to this lap than real life, because I sure as hell am nowhere near the driver that Kevin is. All the same, it's very impressive to see what sort of audiovisual presentation a sim from 2014 is capable of when the madness of the modding community and every bell and whistle is thrown at it. Hopefully, with the advent of Assetto Corsa 2, we'll also get a physics engine to match that presentation. Hit that sub for more sim racing content, grab the FANATEC gear I use on this lap in the description below, and until next time, I'll see you later.